debate show.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, we're not a reality show. And it's up to us to say what's in our head, say what's in our heart as it relates to topics. What normally happens when you debate, whether you're at a barbershop or whether you're on ESPN First Take, sometimes the debate can get personal based on the person's tone. So if I hear somebody saying something negative about me to attack my credibility as a person and as a player, something that I invested 20 years in playing middle school, high school, college, pro. I'm invested in this. Like, my father was the #1 pick, God rest his soul, in the 1967 draft. Like, I dedicated my life to basketball. So if I feel like somebody wants to cross the line and challenge how I feel about the game, I study this, I do this, I took it personal. And that's what happened yesterday in our debate. I did take it personal, and I'm pretty sure he took it personal how I responded. It was a trending topic on Twitter. A lot of people were talking about it.
It was hot.
And, but as we mentioned, this isn't the Maury Povich show. I'm not an actor. I wasn't, you know, I don't have a hand up my back of somebody telling me what to say, and we just went there.
Yeah.
You and I talked about this after the show, and I told you I was offended only because you leaped to a conclusion based on what you read out in the Twitter sphere or blogosphere.
Right.
And this all began, as you now know, with a tweet of mine of, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago that was 100% accurate, but thanks to the 140 character limit, was about 5% of the real story, which, again, you and I shared yesterday. You shared some stories with me that were similar on your much higher level. And I only talk about this because now my integrity and credibility have been questioned by many of my Twitter followers. Did you exaggerate this? No. Did you lie about it? Absolutely not.
For those that may not have seen the tweets, try to, I know it's tough, but what was your original tweet?
Okay, the original tweet began with, and again, this is 3 sentences and 140 characters. I thought twice about doing a second and third tweet to expand upon the topic because it's a much deeper story to me. It's my nightmare story.
Right.
It's in fact what propelled me to sit in this seat. The frustration that was caused to me in my high school career propelled me to become a member of the media and talk about basketball. And so it's the basis of why I'm here.
Okay.
But the original tweet began that in 9th grade, I was asked to go to a big basketball camp, area statewide, that was run by the Iba family of Henry Iba fame at Oklahoma State, the mentor to Bobby Knight.
Legendary coach.
Legendary. I won MVP of that camp. Many kids who went on to play at high levels in Division I. And I thought I was Pistol Pete Maravich, as you said. I was probably more, what'd you call it, Water Pistol Pete? I probably exaggerated in my head just how good I was. But I thought I was pretty good.
I think at some point or another, we're all guilty of that.
We're all guilty. So then I go to play for a legendary coach in high school.
At a big program.
At the biggest school in the state, Northwest Classen High School in Oklahoma City. And he hated my game. He didn't like me. I was a 3-point shooter and a gunner before there was even a 3-point line. He wanted me to be a point guard, and I felt like I didn't have the aptitude nor the desire to distribute the basketball. I didn't get it. I don't have the gift that you had. You could definitely run the point. You could score too, but you had the feel for the game, the vision to anticipate when a player's coming up. I had 0 of that. So I went through a nightmarish sophomore year in which we won the state championship. I went through a nightmarish junior year in which the coach forced me, as you pointed out yesterday, to play, we called it B squad. Forced me to play B squad to learn to be the point guard, then suit up and play the varsity game at night.
Right.
I went into my senior year thinking, finally, I got my shot. I'm going to be the guy coming up next year. And what happens the first day of school? I look up and my legendary coach has transferred in his son from Southeast High School on the south side to play for him.
Wow.
And I did start for that team, but not for long because the coach's son was soon the guy. I played a lot that year, but I lived in fear of even taking a shot in a game. When you hit me with the stat, I looked it up last night, I think it was 1.8. I was shocked it was that high because I can barely remember taking shots in games. All I did was do what Henry Iba wanted. You feed the post. I fed our postmen who went to Kansas State on scholarship and University of Houston on scholarship, and they were really good players. But I would start to shoot and hesitate. I was scared to death. So by 2/3 through the season, I got in his doghouse again. I clashed, I rebelled, into bench. That was the end of my career. That's exactly what happened to me, and it killed me. It was the worst experience of my sports life.
Do you know how many players, high school, college, and pro, can have that story?
Hey, she give me what I wanna. Ball so hard, need a warm up. I back that at the warm up. Yeah.